boy Smiley behind the camera. Also Mr. Hustler of the Year every year too. I ain't gonna lie. Hey, shout out to Memories Never Die.
How y'all doing today? This is Memories Media Podcast with Greg Smiley. We have a very special guest with us today. She's the owner of Southern City Lounge. Everyone, please welcome Mrs. Shaka.
It's strawberry wine. Yo.
Hey,
So,
how are y'all?
where are you from?
I was a military brat, so I'm pretty much from all over, but I was born in Kansas.
Mm-hmm.
So that I guess I could say that's my hometown.
So did I have anything? Well, first of all, what is it like being a club owner?
I don't like to call this a club.
Mm-hmm.
I like to, it's a lounge, so I like to say it's the true essence of a lounge. So you can come in here, you can relax, you can party, you can play games, you can drink, you can get on your laptop and do your homework if you want to, you can eat, you can do whatever you want to do. So I don't like to call it a club, even though, we do have our, our party times on the weekends and stuff like that. But it so far it's good. It's been really good.
So what was it like when you first started?
When I first started this, it was stressful. It was stressful because a lot of people don't know what goes on behind the scenes. In terms of dealing with the city, having to get your licenses and everything that you got to go through to be legit in order to make this happen. It's not like you just get a building and you put it out there that you open and people start coming.
Yes.
That hasn't been my experience. That may be somebody else's, but it hasn't been mine. So it was stressful in the beginning.
So how hard is it when you're out here with a lot of Georgia Southern students, or Georgia Tech students, East Georgia students? How hard is it maintaining your professionalism, like with students coming in under 21 and they trying to drink, sneak an ID in or something like that? How hard is it?
So far, it hadn't been that hard, and I'll tell you why. For one, my oldest child is 18, so I'm dealing with it. I know how the game works. For two, I worked at Georgia Southern for 11 years before I started doing this full time. So I am very familiar with the campus community. I know the type of games they try to run and things like that. However, I treat everybody as an adult. If you come through the door whether I know you or not, I treat you as an adult. So if you do something like that, and you get away with it, then you know what? You just got away with it. But I tell you, we do what we're supposed to do in terms of what the state requires and checking IDs before you come in here. And if when you come through the door, if you're 21, you get a wristband. If you're not, then you don't. And my bartenders check for wristbands. Sometimes they do. Sometimes it gets busy, so you may get away with something. And there's sometimes that we've had some people walk out of here knowing they couldn't get away with something.
Not even gonna leave.
Yeah. Oh man.
Listen.
It's not. It hadn't been hard so far, but yeah, you do have some that'll try you.
So what are some of the penalties that come with, like if you get caught by government officials or police?
Yeah.
What happens to a lounge or a club when they're caught serving liquor to someone under 21?
You'll get cited. You'll get cited once, and then pretty much what it does is it will prevent us eventually from being able to get a renew our license, and we don't want that. Nobody wants to go to a place where you can't drink.
Yes, that's right.
So help us, help you. So that's how I feel. So they'll give us a violation, and I think they'll stop you for like maybe a couple of weeks or something. You can't sell alcohol, which would probably hurt us, and everybody else. But I think 2 violations is, it gets worse.
Yeah.
It gets worse.
So what can you say that you all do to make up for people under 21 not being able to drink?
We sell food, and the food is good too.
It's good.
So we have wings, and matter of fact, we're getting ready to put out the full menu this week, and then we're also going to open up during the day, so you can come and eat during lunch too. Yes. Yes.
You have to get like a certain type of license for that also? Or?
Yes, we did have to. get a food permit. Yes, we do get inspected by the health department as well. So we ain't just like in the backyard. We ain't got no backyard kitchen. Yeah, just pulling people off the street like, hey, you want to cook? No, you do have to have license. You do have to be safe certified and everything like that.
So what are some things that, well, how can you say, how have you progressed since you started? Like, what are you doing now that you wasn't doing back then?
So when we first started, we were 30 and up, and we ended up having to reclassify. And so we were going to be a bar with kitchen, and the city was like, well, where your building is located in relationship to another building, we had to reclassify as a restaurant. So at that point, we then opened up the age group. A lot of people say that we changed it because we wanted money. That was not true. We were not chasing money. True enough, 30 and up does not come out like that. But that wasn't the reason why we had to switch it. We switched it because we ended up having to be, now we're classified as a restaurant. So with that, we cannot limit who comes in here. If you are 9 or 10 years old, you can come in here, you know, with your parents, of course. If you're 18, you can come in here. If you're 16, you can come in here. But that's where we are now. So that didn't work out. We were trying to give something, you know, to the older crowd, but of course the older crowd didn't come out. But with us having to reclassify, it worked out either way.
So what age group do you get mostly now since you had to reclassify?
Mostly college. We do.
Is the money better?
They tend to spend. They do. and I will say this too. The college kids, there's this stigma on college students that the college kids act up. That has not been our experience as of yet. And I pray it never is, but that has not been our experience. Yeah. I mean, the college, for the most part, the students come out, they have a good time, and when they're done, when they're ready to go home, they leave. And that's it. So
is this like big enough for like a big college event to go down? Like when homecoming, like this is typically. Not
really. I wouldn't say that. Our capacity is only about 100 people. So we kind of prefer to be one of the spots that people go to, especially during homecoming. You have Peachtree down there that people can rent. You have different venues around here that people can rent. So we prefer to be one of the places that people go to. We know there's a lot of promo teams out here, and they have a lot of members, and they can bring a lot of people. But unfortunately, we can't hold that many people. So, and we know that, and we realize that. But at the same time, we still want people to be able to come out here and experience the atmosphere and have a good time. So
how hard is it with obstacles like you have a certain capacity? How hard is it becoming like the #1 lounge / club in the city when you have so much competition around?
Right, because we don't have that much space. I mean, that's just what it is. We can't hold that many people. We don't have that much space.
So how can you make the best out of it?
Well, what we offer something different. First of all, we're about the only place in Statesboro that has an alcohol license, and we're black owned.
Yes.
Hey, you know, it don't get no better than that. What's better than that? We're black owned. Yes. So I mean, and then, like I said, we do food. If you want to come in here, we go off the vibe of the people. So if you want to come in here and you want to play games, you can come in here and play games. If you want to come in here and you want to watch TV, you can watch TV. If you want to come in here and do your homework, you can come in here and do your homework. So it's not, you don't have to come, we offer more than just you coming in here on a Friday or Saturday night or a Thursday night and party. You can come in here on a Monday night and do whatever you want to do.
Real lounge.
Yeah, exactly.
So where did you come up with the name Southern City Lounge?
Okay, Southern City came from, my husband is from the South. He's a country boy. I'm from the city. I was born in the city. And I was raised in the city, and I have traveled to different cities and lived in different cities. So that's where we came up with Southern City.
Okay. So what are some of the breaking points you had, if you can be specific, when you started this? What are some breaking points that you had that made you just want to quit? And that you had to fight through?
Having to reclassify. That cost us more money.
Oh,
And
okay.
it cost us more money because then we had to get kitchen equipment, which is not cheap. And then we had to start the paperwork process all over again.
So I mean, you can't run your business until it's done.
Right. Right.
Yes.
So it put us back to whereas we should have been open in July-ish, maybe August, going full-fledged. We did not get open and up and really running until October.
Yeah.
So, and then it gave us, it really only gave us a couple months to try to even make some money or get our name out there.
Yeah.
And then we had to turn around and renew everything. So that was more money. So,
So is it all? Does it all pay off? And I know this is only the beginning.
Right.
But do you feel like it can still all pay off?
Definitely.
Yes.
I think the most rewarding thing for my husband and I, but for both of us, has been just for people to come in here and just check it out and be like, "Oh my God, this is really nice." And
Yes.
whether we make money that day or not,
But that's gonna put something in the spirit.
we're happy. There have been times where we've came in here and we've had maybe 1 or 2 people come in and we have stayed here late on a Tuesday night, just talking to that person, and people being like, "Oh my God, people just really don't realize what they have here." Like, like, no, they don't, but maybe they will. Hopefully,
So you're from you know Statesboro very well.
Yeah.
From the city? Okay. How do you handle when someone you're familiar with, like a family member or a friend, come in and they're looking for the family friend discount?
I think our prices are pretty generous. I don't know. I try to stay from behind the bar. I'm gonna be honest with you, so I don't have to even answer those questions. Let them go to the person who has been trained to say no, and we'll go from there. And my husband, he don't go back there either. So.
Oh, so y'all both run the same way?
Yeah.
Oh man.
I'm usually in the kitchen and he's usually at the front. So we try not to steer. We try to steer clear of those problems. And very rarely do we have it, but sometimes we do have somebody who will say, "Can I get can I just get this for or." Remember when I did this for you? Yeah. But we try to just, because we tell the people that's behind the bar.
Listen.
No.
Don't even ask me, please.
I didn't tell this person this. I didn't tell him that, and I didn't tell him that. So if anybody, I don't care who they are, come see you.
I ain't tell you before we opened it.
I did not say that.
No.
Yep, I didn't say that. That's right.
So how do you manage life, family, and the business life all at the same time?
That was one thing that was challenging for me because I was working full time, 40 hours a week, more than 40 hours a week actually at Georgia Southern. And then I would have to try to come here and be here by 5 o'clock. And in between then I'd have to pick up kids from school, and I still have 2 kids that are in school, one in elementary, one in middle. And then I had a son that graduated last year and he's in Valdosta State. So it was a lot that hit us all at one time. Yeah.
College student.
So we opened a business, child started college, still got one in middle school, and then still got one in elementary school. So I had to make a sacrifice. So my husband and I talked about it. He was finally like, you know what, go ahead and you gotta quit. You gotta resign. So I resigned from my job because being here means that you gotta prep for the day. You gotta make sure somebody's here because the alcohol is coming. Yes. You gotta make sure somebody's here because the food is coming. So, with all of that and trying to work at the same time, it just wouldn't work. So, impossible. Yeah, I ended up resigning in October and decided to do this full time. And we've had our rough patches and everything, but for the most part, I'm still trying to figure out how to balance. Yes, so, mainly I'm trying to figure out when do I need to sleep, because that's what people ask me, when do you sleep? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. Yes. If I'm not here, then, and then, but I have some days, like now I'm starting to go ahead and get my schedule ready for the week. Because I'm like, okay, I know tomorrow I got a bunch of deliveries. So after I drop the kids off at school, I gotta come straight here. And I'll probably be here all day.
Days
yes.
before the day you even
exactly.
come. And you have to manage everything at the same time.
Yep.
It's a lot.
That is a lot.
I cried about a test coming up next week. Listen, boy, it ain't even hit real life yet.
I thought it was gonna be. I didn't think it was gonna be this challenging because I'm like, oh, I got all day. I'm gonna be, all day. But that day is full. It is full. People be like, oh no, you don't open till 5 o'clock, so you ain't gonna be doing it. It ain't like that. It's not like that.
So, what is the ultimate goal for Southern City Lounge in 2020?
The ultimate goal for Southern City Lounge in 2020 is to just get everybody to know what type of place we are so that more people will come out and experience the city life. That's what we call it, experience the city life. People in the city, if you think about it, people who live in the city, they don't have a problem with going to different events like karaoke night or jazz night or whatever we have, going on. So we try to create different events that will not just reach Black people, but that'll reach all different types of ethnicities.
Yes.
So we want everybody to come and just at least experience Southern City Lounge. So you can say, oh, that's different. It ain't like going to Cowboys. I've never been to Cowboys, so I really can't say what it's like. But
shots.
no, I ain't no Cowboys. But if you want something different,
yes,
you can always come here.
Yes, ma'am.
That's it.
Thank you for stopping through the podcast.
Thank you.
Can you tell people where they can find you at?
We are on Facebook, Southern City Lounge. We are on Instagram at Southern_City Lounge, I believe. Is that right?
I have it.
And then we are on Twitter at Lounge_Southern.
Twitter, y'all.
Yes, we do. We got Twitter.
Well, listen, thank you for stopping in.
Thank you.
And this has been a Memories Media podcast. Thank you.